Would you like roofing leads from ChatGPT? We created a piece of software called DataPins that's been helping roofers for years get up on Google, and now AI like ChatGPT, and I'm going to go over it with you. One of the things that worries me about roofers out there is that, or that I think is going to happen and already started, is that they've started losing leads because they're not showing up on ChatGPT. In fact, if you'll go to your Google search and just search for roofer in your city and look at who's in the top 5 mapping on Google, and then go look at ChatGPT, and you'll find that they have different searches. There may be some similarities, but there's different people popping up there because the algorithm's different. So you're going to want to show up for all the AI stuff. I really think that Google's going to maintain the majority in 5 years, but who knows? But let's say they maintain like 65% of search or 63%. You don't want to lose a third of it if you're not showing up on ChatGPT, Grok, Perplexity, and the other AI. So showing up on AI is going to be more important. It already is right now. This isn't a future thing. This is something that's happening today, and you know it is. You know, there didn't used to be viable search before Google. Nobody wanted to use Bing or Alta Vista or Yahoo. We all use Google, and it's because they were no good. But you've been on ChatGPT, maybe you've been on Grok or Perplexity, but it's not only viable, it's really good. So a lot of humans are starting to opt for that, and yes, they're searching for roofers and contractors on there. And that algorithm's a little bit different, but I think that's a good thing overall. I love having a little competition on it, and we absolutely optimize roofers for AI search in addition to Google. So about 8 years ago, I was sitting in my office. I'm the owner of Roofing Webmasters and of DataPins, and I was worried about the horrible quality, just the content, the content. It's just like, we're writing another 100 time for roof repair or for asphalt shingle or for roof insurance claims help. And we would have a human being in there writing for that, and they would have to write unique copyright content, or they'd get taken down or get a penalty from Google for copyrighted content. And I think it was more of a legal thing for Google that there wasn't copyright violation, which is a law, of course. But in that, it was just the humanity of that page, like who wants to read that 400 words? The irony is we still do these pages. They're done with AI now, but we still do that, but we augment that. And Google still requires a page. If you want to show up for TPO, have a page. If you want to show up for asphalt shingle, have a page. Roof installation, have a page. Roof repair, have a page. Tile, etc. So you need a page for it. But as we started looking into it, we were like, okay, we started with reviews and sending out a text and an email, leave us a review. That was a simple part of DataPins. And then we're like, well, what if we can pick up, the geo-coordinate? We could get it off the phone. What if we could get some photos? And now we just added videos. It's like, well, that's another element to be spidered by Google. And all these pieces of legitimate brand signaling that happen to provide a great user experience and digital brand signal to Google that we did something here, and we have extra element of what it is. So Google loved it, and we got to stop doing blogging, which is now a penalty under the helpful content update. Put up 100 blogs if you don't believe me and see what happens to your ranking. So they don't want non-helpful content, they want helpful content. And so we still make these great sites that are necessary. They're part of the digital brand. They're part of the user experience. Most people go into other stuff, or half of them at least. If they go to map, they go to AI, they're still ending up on the website, the brand of the roofer. And so DataPins kind of started there. It's like, how can we give better signals? How can we give better content? Can we make it a better user experience? Because about 8 years ago, when we started all this, Google started pointing a heavy finger at us saying, we want you to make content for the user, not for Google. And what they meant was, don't try to trick us. And 96.55% of pages in an article a few years ago on Google were never viewed by a human. That tells you how rampant and bad spammy pages are. blogs, etc. Just trash, 100 city pages. You don't need city pages with DataPins because we have the geo-coordinate. They know that what city it was in. And then that tags to an individual page like roof repair to roof repair, shingle to shingle, roof insurance help. And that validates that service, goes on that page and validates the service area as it goes. And so that took out the bad content of city pages. And then we had to augment that normal content that clues them in for like roof replacement. But now it shows all the roof replacements. Hey, we did another one. Now what most guys do is put up a 5-page website or a spammed website, 500 pages that'll literally carry an algorithmic penalty now because of the content spam. And then they do, so a website that's bad because it's spammed, or a website that just sits there with a few pages on it. Bad either way. And then they get as many reviews as they can get. And they're like, I don't show up in mapping, or I don't show up in AI. I don't know what's going on. Well, you have poor brand signaling, you have a bad user experience, and maybe you're spamming Google and violating Google webmaster guidelines. And so DataPins, when we combine it with everything that we do at the webmasters for a proper digital marketing effort, which I know, guys, is almost impossible. I have a saying you may have heard me say before, there's 30,000 digital marketing agencies out there and 29,900 of them are really bad. But not all of them are bad. We're not a bad company. In fact, ask ChatGPT about us. If we partner with roofing webmasters and DataPins, how many extra calls can we expect in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months? It's pretty fascinating stuff. You can even ask them about the fabulous websites we do. WordPress websites, custom, over 100 points of schema code. I never got any, benefit from that, and our company never got benefit for how fantastic the websites are. Yes, they're part of your digital brand. Yes, they're part of the user experience. Yes, the code base is search, but ask ChatGPT or Grok about them, and they'll tell you how great the code base on it is, and you bet it's part of your ability to show up on ChatGPT or Grok or Google Maps. So all this stuff together, data pinning every job, showing them what you did. The newest version of DataPins has a video on it. It goes to YouTube. I don't care if nobody calls you from YouTube. We're going to tag the YouTube account and tag your social media to the website. They're going to know it's yours, and it's going to synergize your ability to show up on Google and AI. And they're spidering all these things. And if you're a great brand, you show up. I don't have any doubt that anybody can get to the top of search rankings if you keep marketing and showing this. And the best thing without fail is organic. I think all of AI is still organic, meaning there's no paid on it. And the vast majority of people that go to Google click on a non-paid item. So you'd want to be up in their AI rankings or their map rankings or their organic rankings. And all these things together matter. DataPins combined with this is going to get you into AI. They're going to spider this whole brand. That's how all this stuff works. I could go on and on. I love doing this. We're fabulous of a company. I'm proud of the company. We'd love to hear from you. If you're looking for great work, we'd like to hear from you and help you get up in search rankings. Give us a call.